Yo, welcome to the No Limit Podcast, also known as the No Limit Podcast, here with the co-owners of a broken mic stand, Any Bull and No Limit Eddie. On tonight's docket, we got 3 topics. Not 10 women, not Glenn Livett, not Sven Givens, Ben Simmons. Also, we got Hypocrisy. Eventually, you're going to catch everybody in it, so should it even be a thing? And finally, Hypotheticals. You'll see what it is when we get there. We're going to propose some hypotheticals to each other. A little no-limit game. Second installment after the classic slap him or knock him the fuck out.
I know Ben Simmons is topic number 1, but you said, should hypocrisy even be a thing? I want to make sure we get to that because I don't know what you mean by that. But how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I did forget one thing on that intro.
Oh, what? I thought you nailed it.
A moment of silence for the dead episode.
Oh, shit.
Just one moment. Last week, we tried to film a real special episode for you guys. A lot of things went wrong from the jump, but the final nail in the coffin was the accidental deletion of the audio by me.
Now, I wasn't going to name specifics as to how the podcast got killed, but you threw yourself under the bus. You did delete the audio.
Yeah.
Now, I tried to, because Ed had asked me, well, maybe we should, maybe I can just put it out with just the video audio, and it just wasn't good enough quality for you. I know Kurt Horseman would not have appreciated that audio, so I couldn't do it to him. You know what I mean? So we had to just scrap the episode, and it's dead. But that kind of experience will happen in the future, and we'll get back at it, and it'll be better.
And we'll be ready for it, of course.
Just know that the poop deck would have been killer. Just know that the poop deck would have been absolute fire, killer. You would have loved it. I would have been on the red carpet.
Yeah, poop deck. You know who shit the bed? Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. But Ben Simmons has been shitting the bed. It just becomes shine the light over this past series. Now, how much of this series did you watch?
Every single game.
You watched every single game?
Every second.
Closely? You watched it?
Yep.
Okay.
For non-Philadelphians, non-Atlanteans, Philadelphia 76ers versus Atlanta Hawks, Eastern Conference semifinals is what we're talking about.
Now, this is league-wide controversy. Even though there's still other NBA games and the Sixers are eliminated, this is still being talked about.
Yeah.
People like Stephen A. Smith are saying that Ben Simmons shouldn't play.
It's weird. They're talking about him like he's LeBron. Even after he's out.
Exactly.
Even after he's not the center of attention.
For a bad reason. It's because he can't play professional basketball in the NBA in his current state of mind. Ben Simmons cannot play NBA basketball any longer in his current state of mind. It's not. His game won't improve if he doesn't just stop and figure it out. Because it's definitely a mental thing. If you can go back and watch tape of his summer league games, he's shooting in those games. He can shoot.
Yeah.
But it's like the
He's hitting turnaround jumpers in those games.
Exactly. It's like the Markelle Fultz effect all over again. For whatever reason, they just forgot that element of the game and can't figure it out, or they're so pent up in their head I can't miss, and if I miss what happens? I don't know. No one really knows what the true psyche is, unfortunately. But you have to assume that he's just psyching himself out. But to that degree?
Yeah, to that degree of passing up a wide open layup under the basket.
In a game 7.
I try to get not animated about sports. I try to just, and this might be pessimistic, Sixers fans could be mad at me, but when they were down 5 points or X amount of points when there was a minute and a half left, I said to my dad and sister, who both love the Sixers probably more than me, I said, you got to just accept that we lost now. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, but when you're watching the game, you don't you don't watch them man, we lost. You're gonna hang on to the last
I say that
second.
just to say that I try not to get all crazy. When I was younger, definitely more with the Eagles, I would get screaming at the TV nuts about the game.
I still get
But when Ben Simmons passed up that layup, and I would say the Sixers for me are probably behind. They're right behind the Eagles in
really?
My favorite Philly teams.
Okay.
When Ben Simmons passed up that layup, I stood up on my couch and was holding my head like this, what? What are you doing?
Anybody watching the game did that. Even if you were a Hawks fan, you were well, what's he doing? If you're just a fan of, if you're not a fan of either team, you're yo, Ben Simmons is a bum.
And it really put the whole series in a nutshell because he did not want the ball in his hands when it mattered.
At all.
And every time that the ball got put in his hands when it mattered, for the most part, was at the foul line. And that passing up that layup summed up, if you had any questions about what his emotions were when he stood on that foul line at the end of every game, he did not want the ball in his hands to control who wins and loses.
But does he think no one's going to notice? Like, does he think that he can be on the court with all those cameras and lights on him as one of the, the starters of the team and think he can get away with not producing on offense like that? Like, and not only there are players who start that aren't offensive, skill-based players. That is a part of the game. But he's the starting point guard and he can score. He's choosing not to. He is choosing to give away the ball. He's choosing not to. It's not like a fact that he can't score. That's why he scores 4 points a game. He can score. He's simply refusing not to, right in front of everybody's face.
Refusing to, you mean?
Yeah,
you said refusing not to, but
I meant refusing not to score.
Am I fried or you're fried? Refusing
Mr.
not.
Evil. No, I said refusing not to score.
Yeah, but he would be refusing to score if you're saying what you mean. He's refusing to attempt to score.
Mr. Evil. That's me loud as shit in people's ears. I don't know. That's my answer is Mr. Evil because I really just don't know. Back to Ben Simmons though, and how he's just a bitch. Dude, you got the whole city. You got the whole city riding on this game. You know what I mean? Like, if they were home, the fans were there, right?
Yeah.
You're in front of those people personally. So the 18,000, 17,000 fans, whatever the Wells Fargo Center holds, you're in front of those people in person. They're literally sitting in the seats paying all this money for you to play. And in front of all their faces in an elimination game,
you pass the ball.
You just pass the ball
1
under
foot
the net.
under the rim.
You're 6'10". You're pretty much there if you put your arm up. If you just put your arm up, Shaq literally said if that was me and he was on my team, I would have knocked him the fuck out.
And Shaq really would have knocked him the fuck out too.
That just goes to show you the disrespect that comes off of playing like that. When you have a whole city and a whole fan base and a whole team and a whole staff riding on this game and you're like, fuck it.
And also on a larger scale, that goes to show you where the NBA, society as a whole, has gone from Shaq's time of play in the early 2000s till now.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is 24 years old. Shaq looks at that dude like if he was on Shaq's team, a 24-year-old man, he would look at him like a grown man. He would say, you're playing like a bitch. And I really do believe that he probably would knock him the fuck out.
He probably would.
He wouldn't slap him. He would knock him the fuck out.
I'm sure that Shaq isn't the only one. There are a lot of old school players, and I'm sure there are a lot of current players that would say that they would charge him.
And add that on to what Stephen A. Smith came out with about him today.
Yeah.
He got a text on the show saying that he's basically surrounded by his whole family still. He doesn't work on his game. He doesn't listen to coaches who tell him what to work on about his game, and that he's babied, that he acts like a kid.
And he said that this came from somebody very, very close to the Sixers situation.
In 2021, I feel like...
Which means the player. A player said this to him.
Yeah, like 24-year-olds... I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe I don't know where I was going with this because I wanted to say something about in 2021, 24-year-olds are more like kids, but I'm sure back in Shaq's time, they were like kids too, but it wasn't as portrayed as now because like Ben Simmons, he's on Twitch playing video games. He's doing kid things on TikTok, all
I
this
will
shit.
tell you all right now exactly the problem and the exact difference between yesterday's athletes versus today's. Now, today's athletes are genetically better and superior in larger numbers. Obviously, there was people like Michael Jordan who existed, back in the day, who was a genetic freak. I'm not saying they didn't exist, but now...
Scott Steiner, too.
Scott Steiner, another one, unit. But everybody who plays today is of the same cut and ilk of more of like a Michael Jordan, athleticism-wise.
Right.
Back in the day, not everybody was like that. He was special. And then it changed the game. Now, the only difference between because you would say like, all right, well, if players are getting better now, how come they're not producing better numbers? Because people like Ben Simmons, his head is in his fucking ass. So far, he's tasting shit. He wants to go out and be a celebrity. Back then, if you were playing in 1984, you couldn't just have a social media account with millions of followers and have millions of people at your fingertips all day and be a massive celebrity. Now you can. You can play basketball in addition to springing off a clothing line, a fucking Twitch stream, this, that, and your mind just isn't focused on basketball. Back then, they were focused on sports. They were an athlete. They played the game. The integrity of the game is what mattered to most of them because all they had was to play. After the season ended, there wasn't nothing but relaxing, being with the family, being with friends, and then playing again. There wasn't like no world fucking Twitch tours when the off season's over. Like there wasn't that like LeBron, like, all right, yeah, he's out of the playoffs. Now he's gonna go fucking release and tour Space Jam 2. This shit just didn't happen. And it happens for every athlete. Everyone has a shoe deal. Everyone's got a sponsorship with Adidas. They have to fucking plug it on social media. There's so many more added elements.
Ben Simmons has a shoe?
Ben Simmons doesn't have a shoe. Who the fuck would give him a shoe?
I thought he had a shoe.
Ben Simmons does not have a shoe.
He don't have a deal with anybody?
They all have deals. Each player has a deal with Adidas, Under Armour, Puma, whoever, Nike, whoever it is. They all have deals, but they're not all inclusive with a signature shoe. Only big name players. So Donovan Mitchell, Embiid, KD, Durant, they all have shoes. LeBron.
Who's the last one Jordan signed? Was that Donovan Mitchell?
Zion.
Yeah, Zion.
Zion's shoes actually pretty nice. I actually think that all current basketball shoes are ass, other than Kyrie. I do like Zion's shoe though, but that's new. I think all like the newer iterations of the Kyrie are really nice, but I hate Kyrie.
He's out of the playoffs too. My final thoughts on Ben Simmons are that I do think that back in Shaq's time, 24-year-old players were also just as much still a kid as he is, but he's involved in so many publicized things that make his character 6'10" kid, that I don't know. I feel like that gets in his brain, and he feels like I'm a
Hollywood.
kid. He also feels Hollywood, which I think we could go off for a while on that. He thought when he came in the NBA that he was going to be the next LeBron, and he saw that in the twilight of LeBron's career, he was now getting this Hollywood status, and he expects to be, He expects to be like led to that path the whole way. I'll tell you what, you keep going 2 for 4 over the entire finals. I think literally over the entire finals. In the fourth quarter, he was like 3 for 7 in the entire finals. Yeah. And you keep doing that, you're not gonna see fucking UPN, bro.
No.
You're trying to be in the big screen. You're not gonna be on the CW.
No, not at all, bro. You're gonna be forgotten about, and you're actually gonna be gonna wind up tarnishing like your career. Yeah, you might have a Twitch stream, but you're not gonna be like hailed as like a great
Yeah, one day you keep acting like that. One day your biggest accomplishment will be you're on a Twitch stream talking about, man, when I was on the Sixers, fuck them.
But dude, how
people are gonna be
like,
posting little videos you bashing the Sixers.
Dude, could you imagine if there was national headlines out there like Ed Rem is soft, Ed Rem is a pussy, Ed Rem is a bitch? And
I'd post a video of myself going hard as shit in the gym right away.
Dunking like animal shit. I would dunk on like 9 people. And I was like, fucking, who's a pussy now? Like I guess
though, yeah, if it was saying to me at a random time, but he
then.
Just lost in the playoffs. No matter what he posts or what he does, people are still gonna down him for that.
Dude, he's been hearing this for years. This isn't a new thing.
Yeah, I feel like this one really drove it home though.
Yeah,
like he's gonna feel some type of way about this.
This is the nail on the coffin.
Which I think, my final thought is that he'll be a good player. Whether he stays with the Sixers or goes, people always have the tendency to say when a good player who just has a bad experience in Philly leaves, they go and they become a star. Usually does happen, but I think with this guy, he'll be good whether he stays here or whether he goes. And the fans, whether we push him away or not, the truth is, a lot of you fans know this too. You all know, if you know basketball, that Ben Simmons will be all right. He will be a player, a starter in the NBA, whether we have him or we don't have him. Whether he'll be an all-time great or an all-star is really yet to be seen, but he's going to be fine. Yeah, and I feel like he could end up still an all-time great or an all-star and wear a Sixers uniform to the end of his career, but a lot of cards got to fall in place for that.
Right now they're saying that they have a plan for him, and I don't necessarily think that they're just going to trade him, but I wouldn't be surprised if a deal comes through that's like lucrative enough that they just deal him. But they said they do have a plan for him, so we'll see.
I would definitely accept a trade for Damian Lillard for him.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat, I would trade him.
But with
right
his
now.
terrible performance, the problem is that you're gonna have to throw in other stuff too. And I liked what I saw from Tyrese Maxey. I would not be willing to give him up for a player like heading toward the twilight of their career. Like Damian Lillard.
I would keep Maxey at this point. I think, especially because like he was in the playoffs playing with like electricity. Like he was definitely like into it. Where Ben Simmons isn't playing like that. And me personally, whether your skill set is your skill set, like some people are maxed out at a certain skill set. If you go out there and you're like Steph Curry isn't Steph Curry. But he's going to go out there and play like Steph Curry because it's that moment. It's Game 7. Like, I'm going to hit these shots. And he was. You know, that's what I want. I want people to go out and outperform their potential when it matters most. If you can't do that, if you can't give me the heart, then I don't want you on my team. Mm-hmm. Facts.
Mate, before we switch to the next topic, make sure the camera's rolling because if it's not, I'm going to rip my neck off.
I'll help you.
Nah, you got to rip your own neck off.
I don't want to do that. I like my neck.
You're not that melancholic right now?
Nah, I think sitting here and doing the podcast got me better at it. We're good?
Better be.
You don't look convinced. I don't look convinced from you, like the way you just looked at it. You're like,
Yeah, it's going.
All right, we're word. All right, so the next topic is hypocrisy.
You're going to catch everybody in it. Now, what was your statement about it? You wanted to ask why I said, should it even be a thing?
Because in the intro, you're like, should it even be a thing? Like, obviously, hypocrisy is a thing.
It is because it's just a word with a definition.
Should it
but
be a thing?
It is because it's a word with a definition. So it's a noun. It's a thing.
Should it even be a thing to call somebody a hypocrite? Because you yourself are most likely have been a hypocrite that day prior.
No, I'm saying that everybody's going to be caught being a hypocrite. Like, it's not an uncommon thing. Like, why would I go around saying, if what I just said is true, everybody's going to be caught being a hypocrite, which I think you agree with, then why would I be saying, like, oh, this guy's a hypocrite, this girl's a hypocrite, this they, them is a hypocrite? Why would I be saying that? Because it shouldn't even be a talked about thing when everybody's going to get
it's
caught
more
in
like
it.
calling somebody out for that behavior. Like, dude, you're really being a hypocrite.
That's true.
Now,
That's true.
if, like, somebody, like, say I was talking shit behind your back to somebody. Say I was talking to whoever, my boss. I was like, yeah, my boy Eddie's a real hypocrite. And, like, that's the vibe of I was putting out there of you. Even though I do hypocritical shit, that is, like, that people do that.
Yeah.
They do that. They'll call somebody a hypocrite behind their back, even though everyone does hypocritical things. Everybody. I would find it hard to believe that somebody who doesn't call somebody out for being a hypocrite didn't do something hypocritical that very day.
And another aspect of it that I didn't even think of, because I posted something on my story about this yesterday, introducing that it was going to be a topic today. Someone responded, Rob Nolan, another friend of the pod. I know you watch. Thank you. He said, brought this to my attention. I didn't think of it this way, that also an aspect of it is nobody's going to like the same thing or feel the same way about every topic they've ever felt a way about the same forever.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
no
way.
way. No
For
way.
example would be like when I was younger, if you were like played rock music, I would be disgusted. Like when I was a young boy. Like, no, I'm not listening to rock. Put on Eminem, 50 Cent. Like I was real into like rap when I was like under 10 years old.
Yeah.
But then as I grew up, probably when I became like 13, 14, I enjoyed rock music secretly. Secretly.
Like a hurricane. Yeah, listen to it. I'm like, see, I'm the opposite. I always grew up like a rock music. Then I would get on the subway, and like Biggie would come on. I would feel like an idiot, so I would like put it on like 6. Like I would turn the volume down a little bit. Did you listen to it on like lower volume?
Yeah. So our opinion changed on those things. So the younger version of ourselves would be a hypocrite, right?
Correct.
It's not really a
Because
thing.
you're like, fuck rock music.
So
it fucking sucks.
Even just in that sense, everybody's going to be a hypocrite. And I think even in the more common definition of the word, where people just say somebody does something or say something negative about somebody, but they do the same thing, I feel like everyone will get caught in that eventually too.
Remember when we were like in grade school and everyone was like, every girl loved Justin Bieber. Right. And every guy was like, he sucks, he's a bitch, I'm fuck him up. Justin Bieber's a bitch. And now if you ask everybody today, they're like, he's got some good songs.
But even back then, prime example of the more common definition of hypocrisy. Every dude, I hate Justin Bieber. But during that time that they were saying that, they're growing their hair to brush it the same way.
I never did that.
Yeah, you never did that, but
I
a
never
lot
had
of
hair
dudes.
for
But
it.
a lot of dudes.
I
did.
know a couple of friends at a podcast who had their hair like that back in the day, and I'm sure you know who you are. And that was a terrible haircut. Especially because like no one had it like quite like him, and no one had like that kind of like stature to
People
walk
were
around
trying
with that.
crazy shit. They didn't know how he was doing it. People were just growing their hair out, and going months without a cut, and then their whole hairstyle was put on a hat before you go out for a while. Just leave it fucking pushed
swoop
down
it.
next to the side.
The Pete Wentz.
And then just keep doing the Pete Wentz, the fucking Wentz Vargas.
Shout out everybody today.
I know.
Wentz Vargas.
Shout out people we actually know.
Super friend of the podcast. I gotta get this water, but I'm holding the mic, so I'm gonna put it down for a second. Go off on hypocrisy for me.
No, let's talk about the tangent why you gotta hold the fucking mic. Because the mic
Oh
stand
my
broke.
God.
Rest in peace.
Jesus Christ. And I know you hate open water over this.
Honestly, you want to
elementary
talk
school.
about hypocrisy, bro? Over the last couple weeks, yeah, make sure no water by the electronics. That's real hypocrisy. Try to take it away.
I was gonna move it over here next to the MacBook
Yeah.
Pro.
Yeah, leave it right there.
Nah,
We'll
it's
put it on
fine.
the ground
It's-
next,
it
next
does.
to your
The lid-
phone.
the lid's on.
Bro, you're tripping me out
lid is
with that
on.
white cord,
The
bro.
lid
If you
is
touch that
on.
white cord, the whole pod's over.
The lid is on.
All right, don't touch the white cord no matter what you do.
It's like
stop.
I got
stop.
all my
I'm
fingers.
gonna cry.
All right.
But yeah, you want to talk about hypocrisy, bro? We got the fucking
baby.
this broken. We lost a pod last week due to technical difficulties. The week before that, the third quarter of the audio, not the third, like if it was cut into thirds, sounded like we were in space, underwater, and speaking through a fan. And when we first ever started this podcast, we said we won't ever put anything out without it being absolutely perfect.
But dude,
You're looking at two hypocrites right here.
No, because things just come up. Like we did just start doing it. We're not being hypocrites. Like we wanted all that shit to be perfect.
Yeah.
I wish this microphone stand didn't fucking literally. You know, like when like an animal dies and it shits everywhere. Like that literally just happened to this microphone. Like it was on its last leg, and
Humans
then, like,
do that too.
Like everything just fell apart on it. Everything fell off. Shit was flying out of it. The fucking
The spring light.
Yeah, the spring light shot out and blinded his grandma. It was unreal.
Oh my God.
Imagine that.
Bro,
I
you
still
ever
do the
do
pod.
this to your eyeball? No limit. You ever do this to your eyeball, but you're like, you close your eye, but you close it real loosely, and if you rub this part of your eye, like where you get eye boogers, I swear I can see, like inside my eyelid, I can see my eye. Like as if it's a reflection. Try it. Close your eye, but real lightly. Like don't squeeze it closed.
No,
You can't?
No, I want you all to try that at home, please.
Go like this.
So for the audio,
Look.
for the audio only listeners, you're gonna shit out of luck on this one. But for the video listeners, please try this and just to see how full of shit he is. On
No, you can. Audio only listeners can get it too. All you have to do, close your eyes, but really lightly. Don't squeeze like this. Just close them so you can kind of still see the light
Dude, what
of
do you mean?
outside.
See your
Put your
eye?
finger right here. You should feel like a little ball thing where you get eye boogers at, and just rub it a little bit with your eye getting a little bit looser. And I swear I can see my eyeballs in my eyelid.
No, because that wouldn't even make sense. The eye receptacles to light or whatever.
I also
don't know.
just did like this Illuminati ritual last week, so that could be something.
Maybe.
Why I'm seeing my eyeballs.
I just said eye receptacles like I know what they are. But yeah, everyone's a hypocrite, dude. Like everybody. Like everyone's a hypocrite.
Including us.
Can I see that device?
Yeah.
The
Get you a
USB?
little inspiration for our last topic, which is another H, not a triple H. And right before we go into this, I gotta say, I think back on this. You know, I had a time as a recording artist. You know that I got music coming on the way for No Limit. One of my best bars ever as a rapper, Triple H, I'm a hunter, see the hearse whenever I'm at the helm. That's a fire bar.
That is a fire.
That's
bar.
a fire bar. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H.
I'll
Shout
give
out
you
to
the
him.
praise you deserve.
So we're going with the double H's here. We had hypocrisy, last topic, hypotheticals. This game was part of the Dead podcast.
Yes. And we had some good ones.
Those hypotheticals were surrounded around the ocean. One about Captain Phillips, good movie. Somalian
I think that's
pirates
where the legend of this is where the legend of the poop deck
began.
began. Yeah.
Yes. So today we got more of an open platform because it's just regular old Back to Basics podcast, and we can have a hypothetical about anything. So I hope your juices are flowing.
My juices are flowing. Now, this is the first hypothetical I'm going to give you. Picture this, right? You wake up. You go to bed, right? You go upstairs. You go to bed with your girlfriend, movies on, whatever. You're chilling. Not a care in the world, right? You wake up and you're in your... when did the dinosaurs live? This is all coming right off my dome, too.
You're in BC.
So, yeah, this is like 50 million years ago, let's say. That's I looked it up. That's the real fact. It's 50 million years ago since the dinosaurs have been here, right? So you wake up and, like, there are dinosaurs and nature everywhere. What do? You were just dropped there. You woke up and you're literally in the wilderness and there's dinosaurs everywhere.
Okay, like, what's the volume of the dinosaurs? Do I wake up and there's like dinosaurs as far as the eye can see,
No,
or
so
like
you wake
they
up,
just exist?
So you wake up and you're like in grass and there's trees and like no visible man-made structure that we know of, right? Okay. It's just nature. There's like a creek, like you're in the middle of it,
right?
And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Is this am I like, is this real? And then you hear like you just hear shit and you're like, what is going on here? What is that?
Bro, that second sound effect, somebody buy that because you need that in a movie. That was like the perfect
like,
dinosaurs are
so
happening.
So you're looking around. I'm painting the scene. Look, I'm painting the scene. Like, you hear the noises. You know, there's rustling in the grass. You hear the crick. And you see like one of those big dumb dinosaurs. Like it's like you didn't see like a bird. You didn't see like a pterodactyl. You saw like a gigantic, like long neck, long tail, small head, like eating grass.
That's what do?
Yeah. Now, what's your first thought? What's your first move?
My first thought: you gotta get a weapon. Get a weapon.
That's an interesting first thought.
Honestly, you know me. I always say nobody really knows what happened, even as close as 300 years ago, because ain't nobody fucking around. So nobody knows really what was going on when the dinosaurs were around. If I'm going to give you that, they did in fact exist, for sure, because that's your hypothetical. Nobody knows if they were really like, yeah, they had to eat, but like you just said, there was one eating grass. What if every single dinosaur only lived off the earth and they saw me and they weren't really predatory?
I'll tell you what, dinosaurs are herbivores.
Every single one? What about a T-Rex? I thought they ate meat.
I'm pretty sure they're all herbivores.
Okay.
I think maybe they're not all herbivores, but a T-Rex was a herbivore.
Right. So in all dinosaur movies, they fight, they attack, all this. Mm-hmm. What if I get back there, they see me, they don't know what the fuck I am because I'm the first one ever, and I'm like 2020 human. I'm not like Neanderthal. They might be scared themselves. But either way, I'm grabbing a weapon because I don't know what's going on. And if I do have to fight one of them, I'm going to lose if I don't got a weapon. Probably going to lose with a weapon, but I know my mind's going to go to get a weapon. So now I got a weapon. Then I might approach one. My second move might be to approach one.
To the wall immediately.
Because if I'm dropped there, and you're saying, what would I do? I'm thinking that your scenario is like, now I'm expected to just exist within this time of the earth. So my next thing is approach.
That's crazy, but you didn't.
Because I gotta interact with them.
You didn't even stand there and be like, man, like, should I get shelter?
There's no time for that.
It's like weapon, and I'm going right up to this fucking thing. I'm charging it.
I'm approaching one. I'm gonna find out what the deal is with the weapon that I just got.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'm assuming that they dropped me like, bro, the earth was clean back then. It's probably like 70 degrees and breezy. I don't need no fire, shelter. I'm chilling to just sleep on the dirt tonight.
It probably
it's
is.
Gucci.
It probably is banging weather. It's probably weather we don't even know is possible.
Yeah.
It's probably so pure.
It's probably literally weather that's so exact every day. Like every day at 6 o'clock, it's 73 degrees and a breeze comes from the west. Every day. It's probably the same thing every single day,
I'm sure there's
everywhere.
Still seasons, but like the seasons are expected to be snowfall, like every night. You know, like it's like very literal.
Yeah,
it's the season.
And you could probably still end up if you're dropped in that scenario somewhere where the weather's just chilling.
Like, were they on Pangea
at all times?
Were dinosaurs on Pangea?
Think so.
I guess they had to be, right?
Think so. Yeah, so it's like one big Africa-looking thing.
So you would just go up and just charge it. So that when you charge
I'm not charging it. I'm not going to act like I'm trying to hurt it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to approach nice and slow with my spear, show my mean business. And I relate to him.
Use it as a fake mic and start rapping into it. Try to make friends.
I woke up. Welcome to the No Limit podcast. Imagine they all sat down, started listening.
Hey guys, come here.
They all knew me. I just became a star.
Nah, it's not. I didn't expect that.
That's what I would do. All right, I got a good one for you. So, I saw this as a conspiracy the other day, so I'm gonna make it come to light in my hypothetical. You go to Area 51. They let you in. The door, when you get there...
They let me in.
Yeah, they let you in. Because Area 51, you get shot right on the spot.
Yeah, so they're just like, hey, any bowl.
Any bull, we think you're the one who gets to know this.
We think you can talk to them.
You go to Area 51. They take you to the main entrance door. You open it up. Soon as you go through, it's just like utopia. Like the greatest place you've ever seen. Basically, like we just talked about, Earth with perfect weather all the time. Just relaxation everywhere. No cares in the world. And it's actually like a complete other place where you can go and live.
Is it like another realm?
It's not another
is it like
realm.
access to like another dimension that they have?
It's
like
not
access
another
to?
realm. It's like, let's say...
It's man-made? Like they just made it utopia?
No, it's not man-made. Let's
it's like it's untouched?
It's untouched, and it's just like inside Earth. It's like right below Earth's surface, just basically another Earth, but everything perfect. And they drop you in there. And let's say like there's already like 8 other people there that they've already got and
Tupac, Michael
moved
Jackson.
into this place. Yeah. All right. We'll name. It's 5 randoms, and then Tupac, Chris Farley, and XXX Tentacion.
All right, and then 5 other
And
selected
5
random
randoms,
people.
like people like any bull.
And Tupac's just been there since '96. Like, dog, what is going on? I've been waiting for people.
I've been waiting for a cool
Yeah,
white
Tupac's so happy to see me. He's like, oh my god, any bull. I know who you are.
So you get dropped in there, you're with
All
those 3, 5 randoms, and it's just absolute utopia. And now you know that Area 51 isn't where they keep aliens. It's a door out of the current world we live in.
I would be disappointed. I think despite all that magic and, being with Chris Farley, I think that I was so dead set on Area 51 being the alien hub that I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. I would be asking, like, now, all right, this is cool, but where are the aliens at? I want to see what Bob Lazar is talking about.
Let me out of here.
Yeah, like, all right, this was cool, but this isn't why I agreed to come. What am I supposed to do here with Tupac? I don't
Only
like
8 other
XXX.
people, yeah.
And who are these fucks? I mean, like, what is going on here? Who are you?
It's any bull from Instagram.
What do you think the front door to Area 51 looks like? Like, what's their front door look like?
Probably like that one.
Dude, do you think Area 51... Well, the government did come out and say Area 51 is real, but do you really think that it is what it is?
Nah, you ever see the Minions movies?
Nah.
You know what a minion looks like, though?
Yeah.
I feel like the Area 51 door just looks like a minion in door form. Like yellow.
Imagine it was really painted like a minion, like they just like minions.
Had the eyes and everything.
But do you really think there's aliens there or no?
No.
That's
I don't think that it would be such a known about thing if they really kept them there.
Because it's a place.
I feel like it's a
there.
distraction. The real place has never been talked
Dude,
about
if you get close to it, like they send like SUVs like in numbers, and like they're like, you need to start backing up now. Like it's a real place.
Yeah, dude, I don't know about all that. They definitely got some crazy shit in there.
They have to. It's
If
gotta
they
be something.
send SUVs in numbers.
You ever saw that or heard
You
about
don't
it?
think anybody could ever break in?
No. I'm telling you, it's literally it's in the desert. It's in the desert, and there's signs that say trespassing, turn back now.
All right, what happens
if you
if
keep
somebody-
going, the SUVs just start coming towards you.
What if somebody parachutes in there?
I guess they just get
Like
shot.
lands right in there.
I guess they would just deem it, since it's trespassing and it's unauthorized airspace, they would just deem it as a threat.
What you need to do is get somebody to like land in there. Again, if I kill myself, no, I didn't. You need to get somebody to land in there, blow up like a door or something. Kamikaze suicide mission. He has to know that's what's going down, so he gets like an opening for the next guy who's like paratrooping in to actually.
And he's
get
on Facebook
inside.
Live.
Yeah.
Just a second he drops. He's like, "This is it. This is where they got him." You know, like that.
That video would be deleted so quick. But you got to screen record it, and me and you screen record it.
Yeah, say it was me and you who did it. Like, it's not. We're not gonna.
Yeah, you got to have a third man to screen record it.
Yeah, you just gotta just tell everybody you know. Everybody. This is how crazy that is, though. That they would get everybody who screen recorded that immediately and send people to Men in Black to their, like that. It would get really so crazy very quickly, like immediately. Even though that happened in Nevada, however you say it. Do you say Nevada or Nevada? Nevada. Like, even though it happened there, they instantaneously would get people from like in this zip code to go to their houses and get that video. They have to be. Say they didn't though. Could you really think we could pull that off? Like, say we were really strapped with rocket launchers, right? We hop out of a plane, and like we weren't technically over it, but we trained enough to like air suit, fly to a direct angle to then parachute in.
Dude, nah. Bro, they might really kill me for this
like
one.
with
You ever
bazookas.
see them suits where the dudes jump off the mountain and it's literally like they look like a bat and
Yeah.
they're moving quick as shit?
Yeah,
If
wingsuit.
you have one of them, there's no way, I don't care how trained you are, nobody's sniping you out of there when you're moving that fast.
Bro,
And you're going, you got
You'd
a
be
bomb
surprised.
strapped to you?
you'd be surprised.
Dog, them Jones move fast. You're
Bro,
not getting sniped.
People do that shit in Call of Duty. You don't think they can do that in real life?
They can't do it in real life. The Call of Duty trick shots, nobody's hitting that in real life.
You don't think they quick scope in Afghanistan? Nah. Wow, I wonder if that's
POV,
like
you get
possible.
quick scoped in Afghanistan.
I'd be sick about it.
Imagine if an American sniper, remember how they built up that whole battle between the Chris Kyle and the other guy? Imagine if, like, instead of that long drawn out, like 2,000-yard shot, it just built up and he just quick scoped.
Nah, it was just Chris Kyle running through the streets. He runs all the way to steps and just like jumps and just snipes in the same room, like 5 feet away.
And the other dude starts snapping real quick before he dies. You got a fucking sniper 5 feet away?
Chris Kyle like dances on him real quick and then runs out. Yo, I really want to know if this Area 51 thing's possible. It can't be. There's no way we'd be able to do that. But that would be if it's gonna happen, that's the only way, because it's so random. We're like nobody to the government, right?
Yeah.
It would be so random, like for both of us just to fly out of the sky with an RPG and have like other people just on Facebook Live like recording it, and we were strapped with like GoPros or something, and we just blew the first hole in the wall, and then the other one jumped right in and was like, "This is it," and got killed. Like, it would just be so
This is
insane.
it. With a GoPro on my head on Facebook Live.
Shot.
All you see is Tupac.
Tupac and an alien, like, they're confused. Like, they don't even know what's going on. They're like, is this a threat? We got you, Tupac. We're coming to get you, brother. I don't know if you're in the Earth's core or if you're in Area 51, but we're coming to get you.
Bro, the podcast went from like solid sports topic, in-depth critical conversation about something of life, hypocrisy, to fucking...
To just the most insane hypotheticals ever.
Yeah, bro, Tupac's not alive. What are we talking about?
You don't think there's even a chance?
Nah,
He's dead.
he's dead.
He's so dead. I can't let people
The
think
legend
Hitler's
of it, the legend of it right now is like so big because that surrounded it. But bro, back in '96, he died. In '96, they knew he died.
Yeah, he got shot.
The legend
Vegas
of him
Strip,
possibly being alive grew as the years went on, but
He got shot in the Vegas Strip, right? Not Biggie. He did.
think so.
I think Biggie got shot in New York. Yeah, there's no way. I think it was like after a Mike Tyson fight, like Tupac got shot in Vegas. Like he didn't. There's not fake. There's no fake in that.
Hypothetical. You get dropped into a room. You have to rap battle Biggie for your life. What do you do?
How do I get out of it?
That's your first thought.
Yeah. How do I get
so
out of
what
it?
are you gonna do? You're gonna say something to the promoter. What are you saying to him?
Please don't. Dude, I can't. I would just really level with him. I'd be like, dude, I really can't do
All right,
that.
role play. Convince me. I'm the promoter.
Dog, I really can't do that. They're going to actually kill me. If I get on stage and he raps and then I rap after him, they actually might kill me.
Listen, it's not up to me, bro. They paid me a lot of money to have you
if
versus
you
Biggie.
really, I'm gonna hurt you in 2 seconds.
You're gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
I got security right here.
Boom, and I would have to just try something. Like I would have to like smack his head into the wall and then grab his head and like headbutt the other two with it, like just like some crazy John Wick shit. Like that would be my only hope, and then jump out a window. If it was it's battling Biggie for my life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to, and then get the gun on their hip and just go out and just start blasting people. Biggie first, just so I don't have to deal with it at all.
He's got on a bulletproof bodysuit.
Right in the head. I'm telling you, I'm John Wick in it, so this is what I'm going for. I might miss
So
the
you're
muff.
thinking is like you're gonna die no matter what, so you might as well just get nuts.
Yeah, so like if I'm not like handcuffed or anything, I'm just standing there. He's like, you got to do it. And there's 2 security guards. I would literally just try to grab his face, bang right into the wall, smash his head in, bang bang, like drag him somehow, like some crazy ultra
Jimmy
adrenaline
Wang
strength.
Yang.
All right, Jimmy Wang Yang, getting Yang. Grab their guns because I'm assuming they have guns. And then I'm going right out to wherever the stage is, and I'm just blasting people to get out.
All right, you're dying either way. That's been it for the No Limit podcast this week. We'll see you guys next week. Eventually, we will have a solidified episode as a season finale, but just know that season 2 is slowly coming to a close, and season 3 will premiere with a pool pod, guaranteed, with some fucking fire edits, some fire fucking topics, because we ain't playing around this time. The pool pod will not die the second time around.
All right, Poop Deck.
Thank you for tuning in.
Deck.